All the way back on the 27th of October 2020, over 4 years ago, we, the Dauntless player base, received a letter from the CEO and co-founder Jesse Houston sharing information about the upcoming and much anticipated Reforge update coming to Dauntless. In it is stated, "We can't wait for you to experience everything coming to Dauntless this December. We've titled this update Dauntless Reforged because it's going to change the way you hunt in the Shattered Isles. Reforged is about changing the pace of Dauntless. Players will no longer focus on queuing up for one hunt at a time. In fact, pursuits and patrols will be removed from the game. Instead, we're reducing downtime by introducing a longer lasting hunt type with deeper progression." Further to this, they talk about the new hunt type, the Hunting Grounds, the 17 reworked islands for the Hunting Grounds, the brand new island for the Hunting Grounds, gliders, island events, Slayer's Path progression system, the gear levelling rework, and a class XP system and prestige rework. With the Hunting Grounds, we have built a new way to bring you content in the months and years ahead. Think new creatures on islands, behemoths, public events, activities, and even entirely new islands altogether. With your help, we will continue to improve the Dauntless we all know and love. Now, prior to this update, Dauntless was almost a completely different game altogether in my opinion, and this update split the fanbase right down the middle. There was those in favour of the Reforged system update, and there was those that were strongly against it. Despite this split, on the 3rd of December, the Reforge update dropped. But for better or worse, I think it's fair to say that this update added so much more depth to the Shattered Isles. It added a continuous gameplay element with the Reforge system and much more exploration in terms of the islands and the Hunting Grounds. To the hundreds and thousands of behemoths and fauna that we've slain, to the island events that we've completed, it's fair to say that Dauntless has offered countless memories with friends and guildmates throughout the years. And over time, as promised, new features came to the game, such as new hunting ground islands, for example the Blazeworks, and new behemoths like the Phalanx. There were new quests and hunt passes and even a new hunt system altogether in the form of the Gauntlet. But as the years went on, the hype died down, the updates became few and far between, and the player base as a result of this began to dwindle. It's clear that changes were needed again. And now in December of 2024, we're in a very similar but very different situation altogether. 2020 feels like an alternative reality, like a completely different world altogether. Due to the COVID pandemic lockdowns, many people were stuck indoors playing video games like Dauntless, and as a result of this, Dauntless was in its prime. The developers were looking to build from this with this Reforge update, and it worked in many ways, however it hindered in some. Now in 2024, the game is not in its prime, it's been starved of content, the player base has dwindled to very low numbers, and now hopefully this Awakening update is going to be the saviour that this game desperately needs. And ever since it was first announced over a year ago, we have talked about it in great detail on this channel. We've talked about all the ins and outs such as the Carcanus, the new Behemoth, the new Hunting Ground, the new weapon progression and armour system, the new weapon swapping system, the new Hunt Pass, the canisters, cosmetics, the streamlined quests, the new loadout system and UI, new fauna, streamlined buffs, and there are changes coming to Ramsgate itself. And it's very clear to see the excitement growing within the Dauntless community. We have the game launching on Steam, we have the developers posting on their social medias for the first time in a very long time. Ramsgate itself seems much more bustling, I'm noticing less wait times in lobbies. You could certainly say that the game is awakening again. It's not all been positive, there has been criticisms, for example the new canister system, which has caused a bit of outrage in the Dauntless community because it replicates that loot box system which is very infamous in online video games. And taking away the Reforge system itself, people have poured countless hours into this game, reforging their weapons hundreds and thousands of times. There is rewards up for grabs such as the 2 new cosmetic crowns, but many players within the community understandably have felt a sense of disappointment with the Reforge system being taken away. How do I feel? Yes, a little bit disappointed I'm losing my Reforges, however, change is needed. Think of the broken world of the Shattered Isles as a metaphor. The islands shift and change and move up and down and disappear into the clouds below, never to be seen again. With the challenges that video game development companies are currently facing right now, we must change and adapt or risk being left behind. Now I joined Dauntless many years ago, back in the elder days, back in old Ramsgate, back when the game was much more linear. And though I feel a strong sense of nostalgia for that time, I can guarantee you if the game was still in that state, well, we wouldn't have a Dauntless to currently play. It would have been long gone by now. And through the pre-Reforge time and into the Reforge update when Dauntless was in its prime and into the dark days, I've stuck with Dauntless. And I have to say, it's great to see the hype, it's great to see Ramsgate populated so much once again, and long may it continue. So here's to the future. As I currently stand in a bustling Ramsgate, the servers are just about to go down, the Reforge system is about to be set aside, and we're just about to welcome the update Awakening for Dauntless. Goodbye, Reforge.